Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here, your source for gaming, tech, news, and reviews. Limited Run Games just had a major announcement. Actually, more than one. Limited Run Games just had a bunch of major announcements. Let's get started. Alright, to kick things off, Limited Run Games just had their annual game announcement show called LRG3. In this show, they give you a very good glimpse as to what's upcoming from their company, and this year was pretty darn good. I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description below, and I highly recommend checking it out because there is a lot of great content here. So for this video, I had initially planned on doing a quick follow-up to Limited Run's presentation where I would go over each individual game, maybe give my opinions, and maybe show off some footage. The problem was I did not plan on Limited Run announcing so many games. They announced 34 games during their presentation. If I was to do a video on that and talk about each individual game, that video would be like, what, an hour long, hour and a half long? So what I'm going to do is change things up a little bit, maybe talk about a few that I find most interesting. I'll leave a link to this blog post in the description below, and I'll list out each game that they are releasing. What I'm going to do, let's try to have some fun here. I'm going to try to read all of these games in one breath. All right, ready? Let's go. A Boy and His Blob, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2, Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling, Carrion, Castlevania Anniversary Collection, Demon Turf, Garou Mark of the Wolves, Grandia HD Collection, GRIS, Katana Zero, Kunai, MegaDimension, Neptunia 7, Mighty Gunvolt Burst, My Friend Pedro, Observer, Papers, Please, PixelJunk Eden 2, Return of the Obra Dinn, More River City Girls, Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time, Shantae, Shantae's Risky Revenge, Space Channel 5, Kinda Funky Newsflash, Star Wars Episode 1, Racer, Super Meat Boy Forever, The Friends of Ringo Ishikawa, I can't breathe. The Mummy Demastered, The Secret of Monkey Island 30th Anniversary Anthology, To the Moon, Towerfall Ascension, Trover Saves the Universe. I couldn't do it. Alright, so I took some time to recover. I'm back full of breath. I'm a-okay to continue on here. Taking a look, my very first game I'm excited about out of this list is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. I really liked the original Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I found it was a fantastic game and an underrated game, so I am looking forward to seeing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. The Castlevania Anniversary Collection is also pretty high up on my list. It contains 9 different games. It's already out on Steam if you are interested in checking it out, but a physical version of this collection will be pretty cool. Next up on my list is Mighty Gunvolt Burst. This game to me is a little underrated because Mighty No. 9 was pretty poorly received by the general public. I really think if they went with this kind of art style, this kind of gameplay, actually just maybe made this game bigger from the get-go, this would have been far more successful and far more liked. This is a really cool little game and I do recommend it. Next up on my list is the sequel to River City Girls. The original River City Girls is a pretty cool game and I do recommend checking it out. The sequel should hopefully be pretty good as well. This next game here needs no introduction. The original Super Meat Boy is incredible. If you're a fan of 2D games or platformers or challenging games or fun games or good games or just games in general, I highly recommend Super Meat Boy. I can't recommend that game enough. It's a fantastic little game and I've got really high hopes for Super Meat Boy Forever. I'm hoping Team Meat doesn't let me down. Based on these screenshots and on the videos so far, this game looks like it's going to be fantastic too. Now, as a fighting game fan, I am definitely picking up this game. I'm not even joking when I'm saying out of every single game they announced, this is the one 100% without a doubt that I will be picking up. I love Mark of the Wolves. I think it's a fantastic game. I don't think it's for everybody, but at the same time, it's definitely worth checking out. Even on Steam right now, the game is, well, in Canada, it's $11, so it's probably like 8 or 9 in the States. It goes on sale for like $2. Quite a bit, and they did update the netcode, so it does have rollback netcode, which is incredible. So it's got very good online competitive play if you can actually find someone to play, so that's another story altogether. But this is incredible and I'm really happy to see it. The second last game on my list is Katana Zero. This one might actually be pretty hard to pick up from Limited Run Games considering its overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. This game is incredibly highly reviewed. I really think that if you are a Katana Zero fan, you're going to have to spring on this pretty darn quick. I don't know how many copies Limited Run is making, but at the same time, it's an extremely popular game and it's well loved by a lot of people. The last game on my favorites list to look out for is Shantae, and I don't have it on this list for gameplay reasons. Personally, I think Shantae Risky's Revenge is a far superior game, and I do recommend Risky's Revenge. I think it's a great game. Shantae here, it's being released for Game Boy Color, and this is pretty huge if you aren't aware of Shantae, the original one for Game Boy Color. You can pick it up, but it's going to cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. This is an incredibly rare game. It's very expensive. Shantae on the Game Boy Color here wasn't produced in a lot of numbers. So right now you can pick it up for 384 bucks. Actually, that's just the starting bid. It's also listed at 531 bucks. Or brand new in box sealed for $10,000. Now, I don't know if this person is going to get $10,000 for it. I think that's a pretty ridiculous ask, and well, maybe it's worth it to someone, but at the same time, I don't think it's anywhere near worth $10,000. But if you're a collector and you do want Shantae in your collection, chances are you're going to have to pick up a counterfeit or shell out a lot of money. And while yes, this will technically be a reproduction of sorts, at the same time, it will give collectors the opportunity to have Shantae in their collection without paying $10,000 to have it. So this is a pretty good option, and at the same time, it will be produced in limited numbers, so the value here is probably pretty good. All right, now speaking candidly here, some people are still upset at limited run games over the whole Streets of Rage 4 fiasco. Let me clear the air here. I did a video on it if you do want to check it out, but at the same time, in a nutshell, it's not Limited Run Games' fault. They had no idea that .emu was going to go to other companies as well and get those other companies to make physical copies of Streets of Rage 4 alongside the limited run copies. .emu admitted it, they apologized for it, and they tried to make it right with their customers. To me, that gives Limited Run a complete free pass because they had no idea. But anyways, that is all I've got for today. Let me know what you think about Limited Run, their press conference in the comments below. Let me know what you think about their games lineup in the comments below. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Check out my other videos. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Boy and His Blob, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 2, Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling, Carrion, Castlevania Anniversary Collection, Demon Turf, Garou, Mark of the Wolves, Grandia HD Collection, GRIS, Katana Zero, Kunai, MegaDimension, Neptunia 7, Mighty Gunvolt Burst, My Friend Pedro, Observer, Papers, Please, PixelJunk, Eden 2, Return of the Auburn Din, More River City Girls, Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time, Shantae, Shantae's Risky's Revenge, Space Channel 5, Kinda Funny, VR, or Space Channel 5 VR, Kinda Funny News, Flash, Star Wars Episode 1, Racer, Super Meat Boy Forever, The Friends of Ringo Ishikawa, The Mummy Did Master, Secret of Monkey Island 30th Anniversary Anthology, To the Moon, Tower of All Ascension, Trover Saves the Universe, Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, Extreme Sports, Ys Origin. I did it. Thank you. Good night. Yay.